copies right there.
Okay. So we were advised that if we need to add on to the agenda.
Add the agenda for the EY additional audit, plus we need to state in regards to bank signatures, two
We're just getting ready to
You
get
haven't begun
underway.
yet? You
Pardon?
haven't begun yet?
No, we were just ready to start.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you for it. So, when was it decided that we will have a meeting in here?
That's the last meeting.
No, but I thought it was going to be via Zoom.
No, remember
No.
we adjourned the meeting.
Everybody ready?
Okay. Ready.
I would like to call to order this regular meeting of the Guam Educational and Telecommunications Corporation. Today is December 15, 2021. The time is 12:15. Please state your name. Before we even do that, I'm just going to note that we're adding two items to the agenda under new business. One is an additional audit required because of the funds the station has received over the past 24 months. And the second item is the move to have our new treasurer sign a signature card for the banks and to remove the previous treasurer's signature, who was Athena. Okay, please state your name as we go around the board. Donovan Brooks, Chair.
Joey Francis, member.
Judy Flores, Secretary.
Rosemary Clement, member.
Mariflor Herrero, member.
Ina Carlo, GM.
Lorraine Hernandez, AO.
Okay, just a reminder, please, remove your mask when you're speaking, even just, or even for a brief comment. Okay, review and approval of the minutes dated November 23. You have the minutes in front of you. Hopefully you've had a chance to review them already.
I'm gonna pause. You guys review.
Sure.
I need to change this. Can I make a motion?
You may.
Okay, hang on. I make a motion.
Just a moment.
Hang on. I make a motion that we accept the minutes for the meeting of November 23rd,
121.
2021.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. GM's report to the board.
Okay, so for this month, it's going to be really quick. Overall, in the last 2 weeks, our main focus was on our audit. We have been having several meetings with our auditor. Also, together with the OPA, we were a little bit behind in the audit in submitting documents, requested documents, and that's really because our accountant was off island, and then after that, their office, they caught COVID, so everybody in the office, he wasn't allowed to come here. So we are up to date now with most of the required documents. We've had the auditors come in every week for the last couple weeks, getting documents that they need. I think we're on track. We were just informed that we need to, because of the grant that we received, the $1.5 million grant we received for the ESF, the governor's ESF funds, we would have to undergo a secondary audit,
Uniform.
Uniform administrative required audit. And so in the new business, we'll be having the board look at the proposal from Ernst & Young and hopefully approve that. Other than that, our other focus has been on making sure that we get all the get the bid completed for the Department of Interior grant. So we had to put the bid out. We published the newspaper ads for 3 days, convened a panel to review the submitted bids, and we have found we would like to award the bid today after board approval. And then besides that, we've just been busy with production. We are in the ending of ACB Academic Challenge Bowl, and then we're going to be going into another season in another couple weeks. And in addition, we're just doing a lot of PBS University stuff right now. We're ending season 5, going into season 6, and we're trying to do a finale episode. So we've been pretty busy. We have been able to fill 2 positions with development. So that means development department is full. We are lacking a graphic artist, and that's kind of hindering a little bit of development right now. And so we have put an ad out for a graphic artist, and that just went out yesterday, I think. And so hopefully in the next 2 weeks we should have a graphic artist, and then we'll kind of fill our production and development department. Also, I would like to also note that I have been working on a news program, and we're hoping to launch this in January or February. It's something that, I know in the last meeting we were talking about something sustainable, right, for PBS, and I think this might be something that, development will be able to sell and will be able to sustain PBS financially. So with that, what happened was with when the ARP request came in, I submitted our request and proposal to produce the news program, and that was awarded, and that was for $505,000. So that's going to underwrite our news program for 2 years.
Wow.
So we're kind of fast tracking it and making sure we have everything planned. I've been talking with the communications at Audit. They're going to help us with some press. And we're hoping to launch news by February. So it's pretty.
You haven't announced it?
We haven't announced it
reporters
yet. I want to announce it to the board first so that you guys are aware. We're looking at, I'm going to be communicating with the PBS, our national counterparts to see if they would like to participate in the press release and give us a quote or something like that. But we're looking to announce in 2 weeks.
No, I'm asking about reporters, people that are on television. You have
We're
anybody
doing
in
all of
mind?
it.
Or?
We're doing it all right now, recruiting and everything, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just, right now, it's, I can't really move anything until we get the ARP funding, which, I've been in communications with BST and the State Clearinghouse, and it looks like we should be getting the funding at the end of this month, and once that happens, then everything can start moving. We're already doing preliminary procurement for like the new set and all this stuff, so that we can get quotes and stuff. So as soon as we get the funding, we'll be able to move forward after, of course, the board approves. So probably in the next meeting, you'll see more procurement items for the news, and once that gets approved, we'll be able to launch that. So that's something really exciting. I was just waiting for the board meeting to even mention anything. I didn't want the press to get a hold of it and then, be informed before I inform the board. So just so you know, that's something to look forward for in the next couple months. And
I would just like to say that sounds very exciting. Having been in the news business for a time, it's a whole new ballgame for the
it's a
station.
big animal.
Yeah. I'm interested to hear more.
Okay.
And I would like to just compliment PBS and Ina on whatever they did for the Winter Wonderland for that opening thing. I just felt bad my grandchildren weren't there because, that thing with Santa Claus and it was so fabulous. It just was so well done and really exciting, and they had a jazz band from the university, and, it was just very well done. So thank you. Kudos.
Thank you. It was a lot of work. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. I think, overall, general public was right. They were happy to see the lights, right? They were, it was a good Christmas gesture. We got a lot of press out of it, and I think it was a nice, safe event. People, even though it was outdoors, they were still wearing their masks. I think maybe 90% of people were wearing their masks. They were trying to social distance as much as they could, but I think with their masks, everybody was fine. And I haven't seen kids running and playing like that in like a couple years. So it was nice to see. It was almost a little overwhelming because the kids were jumping on all the ornaments, and I was paranoid about danger issues. But yes, overall, I think the people really enjoyed it, and it was some like resemblance of a previous Christmas, and I think it's something that our community needed a lot. And we got good press. I'm happy we were able to participate in it. Yeah, and so the next one will be the fireworks on New Year's, right? That's together with the light
I
pack.
thought they canceled them.
Two-line was canceled because GVB wasn't able to negotiate with the vendor
Yeah.
a rate or whatever. But we have already locked in the fireworks for again, yeah. So
Oh, really?
it's the Christmas lights and fireworks package.
From the boat basin?
Yes.
Oh, like the last time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be also a major sponsor of the
Oh,
fireworks as well.
great.
Yeah, so that's my report.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see we don't have finance statements today.
No, I'm sorry, I was so busy with the auditor yesterday. We didn't leave here until 7.
Yeah, the rain didn't leave till 7 yesterday.
Yeah, so they're here today again, and I'm like trying to pull things for them, and then I just forgot to print it out. I'll have it done next
Okay.
meeting.
All right. Old business. Diana, go ahead and
Okay,
take
so
that.
for the EAS system, that's the emergency alert system, and that's that alert beeping sound on TV when there's an emergency. We need to replace the actual system. Hasn't been working for years, and it's also an FCC requirement to be in compliance. So if you look at the requisition FY 2022 RQ4, this requisition will have the 3 quotes that we received for the EAS system. The lowest bid is coming from Key Code Media Inc. for $4,975. The second bid is $5,220.67 from Heartland Video, and then the last bid is for close to $8,000 with ITV Tex LLC. There was a note from our engineer, John Munya, that he's recommending that we go with Heartland Video System. Heartland has been involved with the master control upgrade and integration ever since 2021, and it includes the EAS equipment that they had installed, and so they're very familiar with our system, and we're familiar with working with them, especially because we will not have any type of professional installation support right now, so he's just more comfortable with installing that system, but I have to leave it to the board because it's not the lowest bid. It's actually $200 more. So it is within the 10%, but these are all off-island quotes, so I will yield to the board for which vendor you would like to go with.
Well, I would have to go with John Williams' recommendation.
Me too. I mean, he's the one that understands all this, and
Yeah.
I mean, he has the most experience of anybody, so I would defer to John's opinion.
Okay, then we would need a motion to approve the quote from Heartland Video Systems at $52,2067 on the recommendation of station engineer John Munya.
So I'd like to move to approve the Heartland Video Systems quote of $52,20.67, Spencer. And with the approval recommendation of our station engineer John Munya to recommend that we will approve the Heartland Video Systems. So,
Bid, yeah.
And I would like to second that motion.
thank you.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
So the next item number 2, is for the Department of Interior TAP grant procurement. This is that $500,000 grant we got back in 2019, and it's expiring at the end of the month. We were able to go out to bid for this grant, and it is $500,000 worth of studio equipment to upgrade this studio, to include cameras, cameras, teleprompter, some other stuff. There's a whole list here of all the items. If you could, I gave you the whole bid. So this is different from a 3-quote requisition. This is actually a bid, so I'm giving you the whole submission from each vendor. And what we were looking for was a vendor that can provide the most complete equipment, right, with of course the lowest price. And you can see there's a disparity between the 2 vendors. One vendor is this one here. Computer-wise, they pretty much no bid for a lot of it, and they just bid for a few items. So the total bid package for them was $100,375. I think the most complete bid was Omega Broadcasting, and if you look through the bid, they were able to provide us with about 90% of this, I think 95% of almost everything.
Yeah.
Everything, actually. Total bid cost was $468,211.08. That, I think, is in the perfect range. It gives us some money for shipping. So the third, and so the reason we don't have 3 quotes is because it's a bid. So we posted the bid up on our social, on broadcast. We ran 3 ads in the PDN, or the Post. We ran an ad in the Post 3 days in a row consecutively. And these guys requested for packets. We did have one local vendor request for a bid packet, micro pack, and as soon as they saw the bid items, they no quoted. It was out of their realm, right? So this is what we got, and I'm pretty happy with Omega. It's in our budget. We didn't tell them what our budget was. This is just the quotes that they gave us, and so I mean, I would use
Is
the word.
this a company that we have dealt with before? I
We
mean,
have,
John also knows these people?
yes.
He's
yes.
involved in it, yeah. Well,
Okay, so but the difference is very, very high. So are these 2 different items or is the same?
It's
item?
because we gave them a list of equipment that we needed, and so like if you see here, this is the list that we provided, and what they did was they just entered a bid what they could provide. that
and it's
equipment for.
the only company that had all the bids in it.
Yeah, if you
So-
look at computer-wise, you could see that, items
They
one,
skipped most of
first
the
page,
bids, yeah.
no bid. Second page, no bid for all the items. There was a lot of missing items that they couldn't provide, so.
So they are only, this amount, 1,375 is only for the
The items that they could provide, yeah.
So
So,
this Omega is the only company that bid on everything.
yes.
So sort of like no choice.
This wasn't an all or nothing bid, which means you have to produce everything or you disqualify. It was, we requested them to provide the most complete pricing, complete with the lowest pricing, right? That's what we requested for. So the most complete bid, you know. But even at that, computer-wise was, they had a lot of,
So my question is, this company, the first one, computer-wise, were saying no bid is because they don't have the item or because they don't?
They don't
Right,
have.
they don't want to, they
They're not-
don't want to try to provide it.
Yeah, they're not gonna provide it, because okay, so when we requested for quotes, not requested for quotes, but in the quote, we were asking for this item or better. So you have to give us this item or better, we wouldn't take any lower models. So I don't know if they didn't have this item, or they couldn't find it, or, I don't know, they didn't tell us, they just
They didn't bid on
declined
it.
to bid.
Okay, did anybody compute whether the items that they did bid are comparable to the ones provided by?
Yes, we did that in our panel. So we had Shing P and Alan, who's our studio supervisor, and Sean, who is also who's a broadcast tech, as well as me, Lorraine, and Tina in the panel. And we went through item by item and noted each bid from each vendor and made sure that, that they were able to provide the bid. And also, not only that, we also verified their business licenses, and they had to fill out a W-9, and they did a request for bid packet. So,
Okay, so you feel comfortable that this company, Omega, is the best?
yeah.
Okay. I also noticed that in this company, computer-wise, you have a credit with them.
I'm sorry?
It says, the city of North Logan, the business license. Oh, so they pay, this is their business license.
Yeah, they don't, because I guess they have different licenses, or they, this is what the corporate office sent to us for their license.
Oh.
It's a certification.
I thought that it was a credit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so if you feel comfortable that this is the one and it's the best, then, I guess it's good.
Okay, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I would like to make a motion that the board approves
Omega.
expenditures to purchase this, what's the name of the IFB for broadcast equipment and that this be awarded to Omega Broadcast and Cinema MP.
And the amount total was,
Oh, in the amount, yeah, total amount is
400,000.
468,211.08.
correct? Was figured
Plus,
correct?
plus the shipping.
And we
Shipping
just note that shipping is not
To be
included.
determined, yeah.
Shipping is not included then.
Plus the shipping to be determined.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Just as a reminder, please remove your mask when you're
Oh my God,
addressing
yes,
because we've been asked to.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, moving on. So, I'm sorry, just to clarify, so the Department of Interior grant, we don't have to worry about it now?
I hope so.
Everything's,
I hope so.
I mean, the money is,
The money is there right now, so what we're gonna do now, the next steps is we're gonna notify the vendor that they have won the bid. We have already notified both vendors, and we said that, that we had already come to a decision, but we needed to notify the board, and once approved, we would inform them. So they're expecting a response from us. So today, we'll notify the winner of the bid, and get started on them invoicing us. We'll submit our PO, and then they can invoice us, and then from there, we should be fine.
and the grant doesn't expire till the end of this month.
Yes. So I think as soon as we get our invoice, and then we pay it, we're good to go, which can be expedited. So I think we're good to go. So that's a big one, because we've been working on this since I started
Wow,
here.
Amazing, that's great.
Yeah,
But,
so I
it's
want to get it out of my hair.
Finally taking, bearing fruit. And
Yes.
I will just remind everybody that it was Ina's idea. She went after the grant. Nobody asked her to go after it. And, within 3 months of coming aboard, we had this money. So,
Yes.
please note that. Okay. New business. Employees leave extension approval?
I wanted to ask the board if they would be, if they could consider extending, on case-to-case basis, some of the leave, employees, CSG's leave, because especially this year, we had a hard time taking leave because production was slammed. We had project after project after project, and there was a couple times that a couple of production staff wanted to take leave, and they were not able to take leave. CSG staff were not allowed to take leave because they were pending projects. There was deliberation, and then after deliberation, we were doing whatever, and then this year was crazy. So as a result, their leave expired because of the end of the year, and they were not allowed to take leave, even though I told them they couldn't.
Oh, within the calendar year or
Yeah, I told them they couldn't take leave until later because they had this project, and then something else came up, and so I'm asking the board if they could be considerate and allow us to extend the leave, otherwise they will lose it. They have lost it. And it really was because I was overbooking production. Not overbooking, but there was just so many projects, and I didn't want to turn away any money.
How many people are you talking about?
I think 2.
Just
But
2
it
people?
could be more. Dawn and
We
John.
have a cutoff date that they'll have to use it by?
Yeah, it was like
September 30th.
September, end
Oh,
of
the fiscal year, the
Yeah,
regular
fiscal
fiscal
year.
year.
But are you gonna set a new cutoff date so that they'll have to use it?
Yes, probably like 3 months or something, give them like an extension. It really is because we were so busy, so.
Is it reasonable that they will be allowed to take a leave if we extend this X number of
I'm
months?
just gonna tell them they have to, or this is the extension,
Yeah.
and this is what we're allowing, and if you take
Don't wanna
it,
lose
this
it,
is,
yeah.
we're giving you an opportunity. If you don't take it, then
Yeah.
You lose
it
it.
It's
has
gone.
to
It's
be,
gone forever.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Good. So,
So do you have a policy in place? You're gonna craft it and get it to
Yes,
us?
we did have a policy that the board approved early on when I first started, because before CSG was able to accrue leave just like Guam. So some CSG members had like 300 plus hours, and then once there was a situation where one of the CSG employees was converting to Guam, and there was no way CSG could have, with the CSG grant, we could have paid out that 300 leave plus all the sick leave like a Guam employee. So we had revised the CSG leave policy to be more like a private sector policy where they get 2 weeks of annual, 2 weeks of sick leave, and then at the end of the year, fiscal year, if they don't use it, they lose it. So we did that when I started because there was no way, after looking at the numbers, after that specific case, there was no way we could afford or even offer that sort of benefit using a CSG grant. So, I mean, I think a minimal extension is okay, but to allow more than the 80 hours is just, I'm not comfortable paying that type of leave using CSG grant funding.
What happens with people who have COVID and they're quarantined and they can't come to work? Is that their sick leave?
That's sick leave. And then after that, we have been authorized to use annual leave and leave sharing if you can, but after that, it's leave without pay and they go on FMLA.
I've been wondering about that, not just for PBS, but just in general, like
Yeah.
private companies and.
So we're allowing them to use all their sick leave first and then any other leave they have, annual leave. After that, it's FMLA, if they cannot have any kind of leave share.
Yeah.
Unless the COVID was caught here, then it's admin.
Can you get something to us in writing, you know?
Yes, I can.
So we can see
revise.
exactly what it says, and then
Okay.
we can approve it in form.
Yeah, we'll just be,
It would just
it would just be a case-by-case 90-day extension, but I can revise the policy.
I think we need to exhaust last year's leave first. And then if, the ending of this fiscal year, case by case.
Yeah, or the employee can apply for a 90-day extension.
Because it's a 2 weeks, they can
Yeah.
take 2 days a week or, something like that to burn it off within the whole year. So, but this one is expired in September, so we needed to let him take it off sometime January or,
So we're just granting the general manager authority to approve an extension to the employee's leave use time
Benefit, yes.
benefit
Mhm.
on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a case where the employee really had no opportunity to take the leave because of his work status or the projects that we had, then it's understandable to me. Otherwise, if, September comes around and they're like, oh, I didn't take my leave, then to me that's not a justifiable case and it's just.
Sure, as long as there's a cutoff date, I have no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do we need a motion? Okay, so we need a motion to give the general manager that authority, which is right here.
I thought you just said you wanted it in writing first, or.
Well, she's kind of explained it. Is it
yeah.
not fair enough?
But we needed it because of, September 30 has passed and the employee, lost it, so we can.
No, I understand, I just thought that he.
I'll send it, I'll revise it.
No, it's
the
fine.
We
policy.
can go ahead and approve it today, just get it out of the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we approve that employee's leave extension.
So we're gonna grant the general
GM.
manager the authority.
Okay, so I move that we grant the general manager the authority to approve employee leave extension up to 90 days on a case-by-case basis.
I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The next item is the additional audit that's been required because of the money that we've received. You get more money, you have to pay more. No surprise there, and it is very clear in paragraph 42 of the engagement agreement with Ernst & Young that says, aforementioned fees do not include cost of services to perform compliance audit in respect to federal awards, and the Department of Interior was a federal award of $500,000. So They're requesting, or not requesting, they're stating that we owe them an additional $10,000 for a total of $25,500 to complete. They've already completed the general audit, right?
No, we're still
You're still in
ongoing.
the middle of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's actually here.
Okay.
One of them are here.
Okay, so the letter in front of you, anybody have questions for us?
I think we should be finishing our audit by January, end of December, January.
Okay,
Actually, early this year, yeah.
including this extra one?
Yes.
So my question, yes, I do have a question. So my question.
Mary Flor, can you remove your mask, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my question is, this 10,000 extra is in order for them to audit the monies that we get from the federal government, correct?
Yes.
So isn't that a set amount?
It's a different audit. Let me mention the audit.
Yeah, the UG audit is a different audit from our regular audit because it's federal money, and this is our first year that we receive federal money of that large. It's over, the threshold was $750, so.
So does it mean that they want to really make sure that the money was spent according to what you
They're checking
asked them?
everything.
Yes, because it's another reporting.
And they will send it to the federal government requesting this
No.
audit?
It's in,
No, it's just Gov Guam wide. If any agency receives over 750,000, they're automatically subject to this
the UG.
UG audit. So because we received, over $750,000, then we have to get the next audit, this audit. And then it looks like we're probably going to do another one of these next year, so we should probably, we're already budgeting for a $25,000 audit because we're getting ARP money and ESF2 funds, and it would be close to almost $3 million. Oh no, plus we all got a public health MOU for 1.2 million. So we should, this year we're projecting in just those 3 projects to get close to $4.5 million. So we will have another EU audit for this next year. So
Okay, so
we're gonna learn from this first one, right?
so that you are in agreement, you think that this is reasonable?
We have to.
It's a requirement.
We have no choice.
Yeah.
We asked them for a discount with the OPA when we had a meeting with them last week, and they just kind of laughed at us, right?
Who, Ernest and
I
Young?
think there's no
Ernest
discount.
and Young asked you?
We did ask.
We did.
We asked for free.
Ask.
They could.
There's only one that laughed, and the
But
rest
thanks
didn't
for
laugh.
asking.
Everyone was laughing at us.
Anything. All right, so wow.
But they did give us a discount on the first with the original audit.
Yes.
We negotiate, because of our budget.
Yeah. I'm happy with the price. Yeah, because originally their first quote, when they had won the bid was for $25,000, and Lorraine and I were able to negotiate it down to $15,000. And so now with the EU audit, it's back up to 25, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
We have to do it.
Okay, so we need a
Okay.
motion to approve the expenditure of additional $10,000 for an additional audit that is required by statute.
Okay, so I do make a motion that we approve the additional $10,000 to conduct the uniform guidance audit by Ernest and Young. So the total amount, this is for the year 2021, right? It would be $25,500 for the audit.
Yep.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good. Last item on new business is we have to have Mary Flor sign the new signature card for the bank so that you can be signing checks as required by the station, and we will remove Tina Mayno's name from the bank records as she's no longer.
Do I have to go to the bank or you go to card?
No.
Just come
We
here.
will get everything ready, and once we get all the banks
Then you let me know.
cards ready, then we will call you for your signatures.
Okay.
And then we'll take it to the bank.
Yes.
You just sign here.
Okay.
What's our bank? Bank one?
Bank of Guam.
We have Bank of Guam Coast 360.
I go to the bank almost every day, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Do we need a motion to do that?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So the motion is to, make a motion to have, our newly elected treasurer sign the new bank signature cards and have, Athena's name removed from the records.
Is that the motion? Can I second?
Yes, ma'am, you want to,
I'm
you have to make the motion.
You have to make those.
telling us to say it or you're saying
We
it.
can also, Donna, excuse me, just go ahead and add our names to be left on the signature card so that we have it all complete.
So add,
Just to lead to, that we will still continue, Ina and myself.
oh, yeah, of course.
So that,
Oh, so they don't think.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Okay.
So
Does
that's
that
what-
need to be in the motion, does that need to be? In
Yeah, it will be a motion to add to and keep us, our name.
Okay, so the motion is to allow for the change, the removal, and to keep
Continue.
the general manager and executive administrative officer as signatories. Jump in.
Now you can make that motion.
Now you can make that motion. Take your mask off. Thank you.
I make a motion to
And
take away the name of Menno
Athena.
and add Mary Flor Herrero and
As a signatory.
a signature
yes,
for PBS Guam.
and just leave.
And
And you're gonna leave the general manager and the
Ina,
administrative
Ina.
officer.
to add,
No, they're already on it, so we're gonna keep them.
to keep
Yeah, mention our names.
the general manager and administrative officers,
Gotta mention their names.
please.
Ana Carrillo and Lorraine Hernandez, to keep them,
Donovan.
and Donovan Brooks.
To keep them as signatories.
Signature.
Okay, everybody clear on that?
Tuffy.
Okay, I think it's clear.
Clarify.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
So each check needs to have 4 signatures?
No,
Two.
two only.
Oh, so.
But we have 4 people total who can sign
Okay,
in the event that somebody else is unavailable.
okay.
Gotcha, okay. All righty. That's all we have on business, right?
Right.
Okay. We do have something under executive session that we're going to talk about briefly. So we need to shut down recording and broadcast
Okay.
as we go into executive session.
So we won't end yet, but can you mute?
Yeah,
You can
just
mute it?
shut up or, yes.
Intermission, yes, yeah.
And then we have to leave.
The audio's gone, right?